Rose. Hey. Cassie.
Hi.
And Amy.
Hey.
All former surrogates that have worked with TPI, and I consider them great ladies that I've grown to know and such, and we appreciate y'all coming this way to do this and to talk about surrogacy and hopefully shed some light on anybody who might be thinking about being a surrogate and helping someone. So with that, Rose, how about, do you have any pointers for anybody that might be wanting to become a surrogate, looking into it, and maybe in the beginning of their journey, what would help them?
I do. I think that you should ask every single question. If it's, come into your mind, you need to call and ask, because I felt like I was being a nuisance at first, but it's not. If you have 1,000 questions, then call 1,000 times.
Yes.
Obviously, networking on Facebook, there's lots of groups out there that you can network and talk with other girls that have been surrogates or going through the same journey as you, and that can help with a lot of questions. And then just keep track of everything. Write everything down and keep track of it, so you always have that to reference back to.
Yep, and that's how you guys met.
All three of us.
Yes, and that's awesome. That's really great, and I agree. I think I hear that all the time from anybody, from initially calling me to, whether they've just now started learning about surrogacy or they've been researching it and they've just gotten onto a group. They talk about the groups and how they get a lot of
Yeah,
information.
it's helpful for sure.
Yeah. And then also, Amy, how about you? Looking back on your surrogacy journey, would you do, it all over again?
I would do it again in a heartbeat. It was the most amazing thing I've ever done. It just made me feel so fulfilled, so happy, so blessed to be able to do that for a family.
Was your relationship with your intended parents easy?
It was, yeah. We clicked. I mean, the matching was perfect.
Did they come knocking on your door, or were you a texting relationship with them?
Everything.
Everything. Okay.
We had lunches. We hung out. I met their entire families. We really hit it off. It was great. They've become really good friends.
Yeah, they're so sweet. I met them too. And I met the babies.
Yeah.
Yay.
They're awesome.
So how about this one for you, Cassie? How has surrogacy influenced your life while you were pregnant and such? Did you see, or not while you're pregnant necessarily, but during your journey, after your journey, did you find that it influenced anybody in particular in your life, or how did it have a profound impact on your family and such?
Well, I definitely think that it helped teach my kids that, the world doesn't revolve around them, and, how to stay humble, and that, people need help sometimes, and that it's good to help people, because like I said, the world doesn't revolve around you. But I also think it helped open a lot of people's eyes to surrogacy.
Shed some light, for sure.
Right. My mom was one that whenever I told her, I think I want to be a surrogate and everything, she was one of the people that was like, how does that work? I don't understand the whole process.
That's how my dad was.
Yeah, but then now at the end of it, she is so proud of me and proud of what I was able to help these people get. And any chance that she has, she tells people about me, and
Yeah, that's how my family is too.
Oh, mine too. It's funny.
And your dad had an about face, right? With the whole thing?
Yeah, he was not, he was not supportive at all. And one of the questions you guys asked me was, how is that going to affect you moving forward? And I was like, well, this isn't the first time I've disappointed him, and I'm sure it won't be the last, so whatever, But
I remember that.
He's done a complete turnaround. I mean, he's like always asking how the baby is, and he's met the parents. Like it was great.
I think
it was a humbling experience for everybody that you come in contact with.
Right.
And it is definitely a growth experience for me, I know, and for like my dad, things like that. So
once people find out like how the whole process works and everything, a lot of the times they change their tune. Once they realize that it's not
taboo,
malicious, or you're not doing anything wrong, that you're genuinely just helping people.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. So, any silly encounters with any of you guys while you were having your journey? Any run-ins with anybody that just, yeah.
Yeah, I have. We live in a small town, and so when you run into people, you know, you can't get angry and, you know, fuss at your waitress because that's going to be like the lady that's helping you at the bank the next day, or, you know, you're going to run into them at some point. And so you run into people and they're like, oh, I didn't know you ever had another baby. And Joey, my husband, would get a kick out of being like, well, it ain't mine, you know, and stuff like that. Or my daughter would be with me and she'd say, they'd say, oh, I didn't know you'd ever have another baby, congratulations. And she was 2, 3, and she would say, well, it ain't ours, we don't get to keep it. And people would just go, what? And so then you have to explain or whatever. But and when Josie started 3K or whatever at the church, she told her teacher all about her brothers and sisters and how her mama was pregnant, but it wasn't our baby and we don't get to keep it, and my daddy works out of town. And so I had to like explain to the teacher, like, she's making it look really bad. It's not, it's not how it is, okay? But it's funny.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And how cooperative was your husband? How easy did it make it on you when folks asked about your belly and pregnancy?
One time we were at the grocery store and we ran into these people from high school that I didn't know that he knew. And they came up and they were like, oh, you guys are expecting again? I didn't know, congratulations. And he just said that it wasn't his and walked away and left me standing there with them. And I got scared and just blurted out, it's not mine either.
And then people go, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, like, that's the questions you get asked too, like how do you deal with that? But you just go with it, you just do. I mean, you're gonna get confronted with those type of situations and you just kind of know what to say. It's weird, it just kind of happens, you know?
Right.
So don't be worried about that if that's a concern.
Okay, so each of you have small children. How did you go about explaining, Amy? How did you go about explaining to them? Or did you, or how did that go about?
Yeah, I was just open and honest with them throughout the whole process. They were really young when I started, but I talked to them and, you know, laid it out for them. Even in their young age, I explained to them what was going to happen. I wanted to make sure that they understood. I wanted to make sure that they were comfortable with the process before I even moved forward. And I think if you do it like that, you know, they just kind of take it and that's what it is, and they
go with it.
Yeah, they just accept it.
Kids, and that's what you were saying earlier when we were talking off camera, is that, you know, kids are so, they're just non-judgmental. I mean, they don't have that,
right,
you know, in their brains yet.
Right.
So they're like, cool, mom, you know, like, and they get it, and then I think it's great to kind of raise them that way too,
Right.
because it helps expand their minds for when they are adults, you know.
Well, and they're not going to think it's weird unless
Yeah.
you tell them it's weird.
Exactly. That's
Because
They're not gonna
nobody's
think
been
it's
able to
wrong
tell them that it's
unless you
weird
tell
or
them.
there's anything different about it. They're just like, okay, they need help having a baby. Mommy can help them have a baby.
Right.
And that's perfectly enough for them.
And like with RIPs, I told my smallest that, you know, her tummy's broken, mommy's is not, and we're just gonna help them have a family. Like,
that's
I
what
have
I'm
a
telling
family.
my kids about my current match.
And you know, my son was like, yeah, cool, mom, I'm gonna go climb a tree now, whatever. But Josie was like really into it, and she was like, I would take home the ultrasound pictures and she would hang them on the fridge. I mean, they're part of our family now, you know, for sure.
Well, speaking of family, would you mind sharing your picture of your pictures?
Okay, I'll share this one first. This is Dr. Toledo.
With RBA,
With
right?
RBA, yes.
Yep.
And every appointment we had, I would wear a tie-dye shirt because I'm into tie-dye, and so I'd make it and stuff. And he mentioned my tie-dye one day and asked, you know, told me it was good, it was cool, he liked my shirt, and I was like, thanks, I made it. And he told me that if we had a successful transfer, that he would let me tie-dye one of his lab coats. Okay,
And the next one?
this one is a photo of me. I got painted. I am friends with lots of clowns, which is always fun. And they all body paint and face paint and stuff like that. And this is a famous painter from Italy who needed a model, and she suggested that I do it because I was pregnant. And so they did a Halloween scene. So this was right around Halloween, and I delivered the baby November 14th.
that rocks. That's
Yeah,
totally
it was cool.
cool.
He used illuminating paint to look if the lights are on. It was really fun. It took 4 hours. My ankles were swollen
Oh Lord.
from sitting. Okay, and then this one is my little Surro baby. And she is at the beach with her family. And as you can see, she is contemplating life. Really hardcore right here in this picture. But her smile is absolutely contagious, and I love seeing her pictures and sharing them with the family. We have her picture on our mantle. I mean, like I said, like, they're our family now. So
That's awesome.
it's cool. Uh-oh.
That's alright. Cassie, your turn.
Okay.
Would you share yours?
This is a picture of one of my intended fathers and my Surro baby. She was probably like 6 or 7 months old in this picture.
That's an adorable pic. I
When
just
did you
love
do
it.
that?
That's like the
It's like I got your nose.
February 23rd. So she was 15 months old, like
Wow.
2 days ago.
Cool. I can't wait for the first birthday picture.
I know. This is a picture of me when I was probably 7 or 8 months pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Amy actually got this shirt for me for Christmas. It says baby mama.
I love that
So.
baby.
This is a picture of my intended fathers and this
They
baby.
look so
when
epically happy in this
They
photo.
were meeting her.
Mhm.
This
I love it.
was, I was probably like
I love
14 that way,
that. Yeah.
like crying, because I was just like, it was
What
the
a sweet
moment
little
that I
moment,
had
yeah.
been waiting for.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
just looking at each other
Right.
like this is
It was just like
This is what we've been waiting for.
All of this work,
For that right there. That
Right.
2 seconds.
right,
Yeah.
was,
It gives
that
me
was
cold
the
chills.
payoff, girl.
Aww.
And these hormones.
Oh, we must share that, Cassie, you're on your second.
Oh yeah, I'm on journey number 2. So we're working to get a new set of intended parents through baby. So
Yeah.
I just love being pregnant. I love my first journey so much that I decided to do it again.
That's so awesome. Good for you.
It's awesome.
All right, Amy, and you.
Right.
Your turn.
Yes. So, this is me with my intended fathers and the twins that I carried for them. This was probably a day, maybe 2 days after we delivered, but that was awesome. This is them with their babies. This was just the other day, so they're just shy of 2 months old.
Oh.
But this is their nursery. The grandparents helped make these little animal cutouts for the wall.
That's a whale
They
and an
are so
octopus.
cute.
And
Yes.
They're so cute.
And then this father, just over here, there's a really cute piece of art that he designed with their names and the little animals incorporated. That's really cute.
Oh.
And then this is me, little babies in my belly.
Yeah. How far along are you in that
Let me
picture?
see.
Because you were not that big.
I
6 months?
I was probably only 5 months, maybe,
Wow.
maybe 4 months. I popped
Wow.
real soon.
You did great. I mean, with twins, I mean, I'm thinking you'd be like, you know.
Oh, I got there.
You were awesome. No, I don't think so. I think you were looking great. Well, I want to again thank y'all so much for doing this. And you know, if there's something that I didn't touch on that you think that I might have needed to mention or whatever, but any suggestions, like going to Facebook, would you suggest them maybe going to Facebook, reaching out to any other resources that I'm not thinking of?
I think that the Facebook groups are awesome.
Okay.
Because on those groups, there's so many people that are just like,
yeah, there's
there's pretty much guaranteed somebody is on there at that stage you're at.
right,
Yeah,
there-
And then
and
the
the
following
people
week,
who
and
have done
then-
it
right,
5
right.
times, who have been there, seen it all. You get all kinds of stories, the
Right.
beautiful journeys, the horror stories that you should probably
And they do,
prepare
yeah.
yourselves for. You know, when you come to contracts and everything, just
So you're prepared as
Everything.
you can be.
Yeah.
And I mean, that helps
a great
all
resource.
along the way. Even now in my journey number 2, I still go to those groups and I'm like, you know, has anybody ever had any experience with this type of estrogen or whatever?
Whatever, yeah.
You know, like how should
And they're
I?
there for you. And
Right.
they're almost like a second family at some point in
Right.
your journey.
Because they're like, oh, this helps a lot. Oh, keep me updated. Let me know how that goes. And things like that. And it really does become,
wouldn't you say one of the mottos is, and I say this all the time and I hear it all the time, but wouldn't you say that
Hurry up and wait.
hurry up and wait, exactly, because
That's the
pre-screening
you're so
journey,
excited and you have all this
And-
like, positive energy. You're like, woo!
Like, let's go get pregnant
And
right
then it's
now.
like, oh wait,
And then
you have to
like,
wait. It is a waiting process.
pre-screening, medical screening, psych,
Well, like you said
contracts.
earlier,
But
it's
there's a
totally
reason.
worth it because
Yeah,
of
right.
this picture right here.
Right,
I mean,
yeah,
all of
that's
that.
what I was saying. All of those.
Yes.
Literally, it took me maybe 2 years. I signed with TPI. This was probably 2 years after I signed with TPI. And all of that time, I was waiting for this moment.
And it's great.
just
It's
thinking
totally
about
worth it.
it.
Oh, I know. You're gonna make me cry.
and that makes me.
But-
Well, you guys, you all touch me and have made me so humble, and your selflessness, your kindness. I mentioned it in a video we did, and it's just like, it's so true. I love every time you guys text me or call me, I hear from you, because you're special. You guys made these folks' dreams come true, and you know, there's other people that could have done it, but you guys were their perfect
It's meant to
match,
be.
and I think they
Exactly.
would say the same thing. So thank y'all so much for doing this. And
Of course. And anybody that is interested or think that they want to do this, I feel like if your heart is telling you that and you feel like your heart's calling you to do that, then yes, you're going to have naysayers and you're going to have negativity. But like I said earlier, that gives you wrinkles. So just shoot that away and do what you think is right for you and your family and your heart, because it changes lives.
I agree.
And thank you. I want to thank TPI for being there.
For sure.
Because I don't think that I would have been able to do it without TPI.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm standing at the doctor's office, and they're sitting there and they're telling me like, oh, you know, your insurance, like something's wrong with your insurance, and you know, you don't want to call your intended parents and be like, hey, can I have your credit card number because they need a $600 copay,
Yeah.
and you guys are there.
Yeah.
Well, we just tried to make it as smooth as possible, and we know it's going to work out in the end. This is what Sarah, Marcus, and myself were all passionate about,
And that shows.
so
Yes.
All right, group hug.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be
Good without a tear, right?
No,